I'm a long, long way from home. It's a long, long road I'm on, and the angels hear me cry. They sing me a lullaby, a lullaby. There's a picture in my hand of a faded, smiling man, and the angels see me cry.
Hi everyone, welcome to our recovery reset class. Having a good time looking at all your comments, seeing a thumbs up. Thank you for answering the questions. I appreciate your answers and taking all into account so that we have a great time together. I want to send a special shout out to Grounds and Hounds Coffee. Check them out. Flashlight is officially an influencer. So we've got some fun photo shoots coming, and he is excited about the toys that he received from Grounds and Hounds, and I'm excited about the coffee that I received. But they've got this big stretch t-shirt, and I just wanted to dedicate today's energy for class to Grounds and Hounds. Thank you ever so much. We all appreciate the caffeine. So today we're gonna do a recovery hips reset class. Y'all can hear me, yes. And I am going to do a little more mobility. You can see I'm still in the boot. I'm in day 2 of transition, so that is a great thing. As you can probably imagine, just like going from a place where you're wearing a boot to taking it off is not ideal, so we're progressing slowly. So I have 3 days where I've got about 6-7 hours in the boot, and then 6-7 hours out of the boot. And it's all interesting. So here we go, let the healing begin. But the great news, the greatest news of all, on Monday, you and me, are going to be engaging into a health bounce for at least 10 minutes. I've been told, I have my ear pod in, I've been told that I can do either 10 minutes or a third of the effort that I was doing prior to this. I will be wearing shoes, but yeah, you all know like how much this means to me. So listen, we're gonna do it. We're gonna bounce on Monday. That is the great news of my life. Yes. And we might just do kind of a low impact bounce, but we'll be back up there. So I've got a kind of chill playlist for you today. We're gonna get ready. I do have a yoga strap. I'm just gonna use it for some stretching. We're gonna get into our fitness. I will be sharing some of my foot rehab journey because it's very slow and steady. I am trying to model for my future self patience, a bit of persistence, and what I logically believe is going to be the pathway that keeps me strong and moving forward and resilient, but that must battle with the ego mind that wants to do it all right now, that's impatient. So get ready for the psychosis that's about to enter in. Oh, and I should say, yes, Grounds and Hounds is amazing. Grounds and Hounds donates a portion of their proceeds to shelter dogs. So pretty good all the way around. If I can get Flashlight to actually do a big stretch, so far he's just biting and scratching me because I've got a treat when I'm trying to make him do it. If I can get him to do that, then that will be the most amazing campaign. Let's begin standing. I'm a little off balance with my boot, but I'm again, adhering. Welcome to everybody who's here. Joy, Heather, Christina, Colleen, Dick, I think I saw Paul and Tracy. Mwah, how about that? Let's take a deep breath in, reach your arms all the way overhead. Try to create space between your ribs and your hips, lifting your shoulders to your ears, and then just let everything drip down, thinking like a raindrop along the window pane, just slow, steady, consistent. Let's do that a couple more times. Big breath in. Lifting up, let those shoulders lift, and then release all the way down. Good, let's do 2 more. Just let the breath move through you. Feel that sense of life happen through your body. Feel that sense of circulation happening. make choices that feel really nourishing today. Last one. All the way up. I'm just trying to get a good stretch out of my lower back and then release all the way down. We're going to take the arms down by your side, just a little side bend over to the right. Listen to the ground. Open up the neck on the left side, reaching down. Good. Press evenly into both feet as much as you can as you come back up. Bring your head back on your shoulders, wide collarbones, open heart, over to the other side. Big stretch, opening your hips. And for those of you who tend to have tension in the front of the neck or the shoulders, this is your chance to do a miniature back bend. So just keep your chest open. Feel that you're inside of the toaster. You are the toast. You're not getting burnt on the front of the back. Nice and easy on both sides. One more time. Yes. Good. Reaching all the way up. We're going to bring our arms out to the side and then flex your hands. Bring the heels of your hands together, and then we're going to do the opposite way. Press your top of your wrists back. So the inside of the wrist together and the outside of the wrists back. This is a little different, but we're going to warm up those hands. Yes. Thank you, Tracy. I will be patient. Good. 2 more like this, just feeling the space around us. And then we're going to add a little knee bend and a little back rounding. So as you reach your hands forward from the side, it looks like this. And then as you reach your hands back, we're going to take a little back bending in the opposite way, okay? Find that balance? Here we go. Reaching around, bend your knees, open up your low back, and then wave it back. Move your wrists. Good. Reach it forward. By the way, thank you for answering your Q&A. Just trying out all the new features. It never ceases to amaze me. I get like 45 messages from very angry men every day telling me that I'm not promoting my YouTube channel correctly and how they have the answer. It's fine. We're doing fine. I'm slow. It's fine. We got over 100 classes on this channel. We're gonna be fine. We'll get the word out organically. We're not gonna lose sleep over SEO. It's gonna be fine. Here we go. If this crew is my crew forevermore, then so be it. Last one. Reaching forward. Good. And all the way back. All right, so let's widen our feet. I'm gonna be on the inside of my boot because the boot's hard. I want us just to reach down and stretch to touch or to your knee, whatever you need to do to fold in your hip and reach forward. Inner thigh stretch on this leg, and then we're gonna come all the way back up. Just give yourself a reminder to press your hips forward and open, and then over to the other side, reaching, pushing down to come up, press your hips open. Let's do that again. Hinging at the hips, just getting a little mobility, bending your knee as much as you can, coming all the way up, opening in front, over to the other side, reach, good. And all the way up. This time we're going to take the left hand over to your right knee. Same exercise, but let's take a little twist. Reaching it up to the sky. Good. Bring it down. Come back to center. Open the hips. Other side, right hand to left knee. Open up. Good. And come all the way back to center. Let's do it one more time, shall we? Remember your eye movement. If you can take your eyes up to your fingertips overhead. Coming back to the center and reach all the way up. Coming all the way back to center. Arms come to a T. Narrow your stance if you need to. Rotate your spine over to the right. Twist. Look behind you. And then all the way to the left. Good. And all the way to the right. So I had to tell you all. They're over on the other side. I put birdseed out in this little feeder outside the window for songbirds, ultimately. They're around here. We got cardinals, we got blue jays. But of course, what I have is pigeons. Let's go one more each side. So there's this whole pigeon mafia. And at first they were scared of me. I put the seed out. Now they're just bold as ever. So come on back in, narrow your stance. We're gonna do slow squatting, just down for 2. 1, 2, and press up. So I'm doing my coaching calls with my clients, which are mostly virtual. So I have a little nook over in the corner where I do those calls. And these pigeons, they're like bold as ever. They just come up to the door or to the window and they're looking at me like, where's the food? We're here. Like, pay up, lady. And now, like, there's some of them in the parking lot downstairs, and I swear to God, they recognize me because they just look at me like, hey, you're the one with the seed. And now I'm afraid to go in that corner because they're really intimidating. Let's go 2 more. This is my life, you guys. Oh my God. Flashlight loves it. Let's go last one. Good. I swear one of them was feigning illness this morning. It was like, I really need some of those sunflower seeds you have. Let's go to the edge of our mat. We're going to take a roll down. We're going to take a walk out to a plank position of your choice. That can be on the knees. It can be just in hands and knees, kneeling position, or you can go into a full plank. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the knees. Let's take your arms overhead. Round your spine forward, rolling down, away. Let yourself hang for a moment and then just gently walk yourself out. Whatever you need to do to get down to the mat. I'm gonna bring my knees back. Just hold that plank for a moment. Take a breath, feel your weight. Again, you can be up. You could be half down and up if you need to. It's all good. Good. So from here, let's shift our hips back, widen the knees a little bit, and just take a little rest pose, almost like a child's pose. You want just a deep hip fold here, reaching long. I'm not kind of dropping all the way into my downward stretch, just kind of feeling the hips crease. Then we want to think of pushing through our knees and our feet to drive forward, either back up onto your plank or to your knees. Open your hips in the front and then fold to come back. So really reaching your sits bones beyond your heels. If your chest goes down a little bit more and you like it, so be it. And then shift forward. Good. Trying to get as much stretch in the front of the body, engagement in the back of the legs, whether your knees are on or off the mat. Pressing it back. This is also a really wonderful shoulder warm up. You can walk your hands out if you want to bring it lower. Good. Let's go a couple more. Take your time with these. You're trying to get that full range of motion through your hip flexors, from opening and then to closing. Good. And then we'll go one more here. Reaching forward. And this time, instead of shifting back, we're gonna come back into hands and knees. Bring your hands a little closer to you, if you like. And then I'm gonna move over a little bit so I stay in frame. We're gonna take that front foot out to the side. It's the same action, but this time with a little more inner thigh stretch. So you could have your toes down or tucked. If your toes are tucked, you're gonna get a little more stretch in the toes and the arch of the foot. Remember that you want your leg directly out from your hip so that you can really feel that stretch, or as close as you can. And then press forward and just do whatever you like in terms of opening your hip. I suppose if you wanted to get super fancy, you could come up onto a plank position. It's not necessary. But if you want a little extra challenge, if you're curious today, if you have willingness and courage and curiosity, then go for it. The big focus on here is like that long inner thigh stretch and that deep hip fold on both sides. Good. Yeah, Tracy, I'll have to take a video of it because like there's 2 of them that are particularly bold and and I can recognize them all now because they've been regularly coming, but it cracks me up every day.
You look at me like I'm crazy.
Good.
When I shut my
All right, come on back. Let's go to the other side. So same idea, just shift your leg out to the side and then folding back as deep as you can on your hip, getting that inner thigh stretch. If you need more repetitions or less repetitions, you know you're more than welcome. Reach. Thank you, Joy. It's a new playlist today. I just wanted something kind of calm and indie. I think most of these songs are about like love and breakups or something, but also, you know, we'll have that, right? We're all good. Come on, yes. Yeah, so for your lower back, I love that. It's wonderful. A lot of times the hip flexors can be a catalyst for lower back tension. As you're doing this stretch, just consider the support from the front of your torso to the back of your torso. So if you can imagine, if you've ever seen a picture of the spine or you're familiar with what the spine looks like, you know, it's a bunch of little bony blobs, right? And so as we're here, let's actually come back into hands and knees. When you round your spine, so go ahead and round your spine with me. Curl your tail under, arc your back up. When you round your spine, those bony blobs create more space on the back body. So they go like that, space on the back body. When you arch your back, there's more space on the front body. So let's arch our back this way. And there's more space on the front, between the blobs on the front of the body. So when we're in the middle, we want to think about how we can create space by opening the distance between our ribs and our hips. So if you can kneel up with me and just imagine those ribs can lift slightly away from the hips so that you have a little bit of positive tension along your back. There should not be pain or discomfort here. So as you're here, can we think about that length and that reach through the crown of the head? And then what does that feel like to your torso? And then, if that feels great, can you reach it back either into a half plank here and just practice holding? This is option 1. Option 2 is a foot and a hand. Option 3 is a plank position, and if you want to get fancy with it, I don't judge, but this is as far as I'm going to go today. So pick your exercise, just a little core warmer, and then what can you do to create that space and support? It's a healthy dose of tension. Good. Excellent. Let's lower down. Let's open the knees. Take a little stretch here. I'm gonna just grab, sit up here, yeah. This is too good of a moment to not show you. So here we go. This is called a tensegrity model. Heather and Christina are gonna nerd out with me right now. So this is the torso. Shoulders, ribs, hips, and pelvis, right? So the idea is that as you pull the two sides apart, you start to create healthy tension across the whole body. This is tension, what we call continuous tension, discontinuous compression. If you're familiar with Buckminster Fuller, that's where the concept comes from. So by that lengthening up and out, you get this continuous tension, which positively affects the ability of your body to kind of like brace itself, but without like emergency bracing, if that makes sense. So this is you in a plank. Think about it. Put that right there. Let's try that plank one more time. Uh-oh, it's all right. All right, picture those elastics being stretched on the side seams on either side. Once you feel like you're getting close to that stretch, then bring one foot back. Again, if you want to just do an arm and a leg or the opposite foot this time, or if you want to come into your plank and find it. Find that continuous tension without compression. Compression stops the flow of energy. Yeah, what were those hearts? I don't know what happened. Who knows? It just came up, right? I don't know what happened. It came on my screen. I saw it too, Joy, but I thought I missed it. I thought it was something else. Oh well. Anyway, come on down. What is going on? All right, my friends, turn around. Was it like from, I don't think it was, it didn't look like it was from YouTube because it came up on my monitor. Horatio? Grandma? Who's dropping in? All right, my friends, here we go. Let's take our hands behind our legs right now, and then let's continue that idea. I love when I can get a little nerdy in our class. So we're gonna rock back, and then just think about opening, again, more space on the back body, less space on the front body because we're curving or rounding our back. As we come back up, we think about that stretch up through the middle, sitting nice and tall, folding in the hips. Good. And then roll back. You all, I have no idea what it was. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I did put a new sticker. I mean, but where I saw it was on the other monitor. Just keep going back and forth. I saw it on like the camera monitor, not in YouTube. I have your comments on one side and the camera on the other side. And YouTube has a delay. That's weird. I mean, I don't know. I'll take it. I'll take all the love. Sitting all the way up. All right, from here, take both hands over to your right leg and just rock back a little bit more on the right side. We're kind of stretching out the right side of the back, feeling that right hip pocket come in, and then come all the way up. Deep fold. It's always about that fold. Rolling back. This one's about the opening. Releasing those shoulders. Coming back up. Good. I have no idea. I know this space is special, but I also like to know who's here with me, okay? Rock it back. Good. Come all the way up. All right, this time as you come all the way up, we're gonna take a little hip spiral, similar to what we were doing with the eye gaze the other day. So we're gonna open your leg up. I'm gonna push down with my right leg, left hand. Turn and look all the way around. And then we're recovering. You can kind of pull back up and rolling all the way back. Good. So press and rotate. Good. I definitely have a couple of guardian angels up there. So we did start the playlist with a song about angels. So who knows? I don't think I want to know what it was. I mean, you know, I want to keep the mystery. Let's go two more like this. Press it, rotate it. So you see with this leg, I'm pressing actively back, so I get that external rotation on both sides. It's really just some mobility work for those hips and for the spine too. All right, let's come back to center. If you scooted over to the side, not to worry. Let's go to the other side. We're gonna roll back on the left and then just come up a couple times like this, and then we'll add the rotation. Roll it back. If the music's working for you, work with the rhythm. Sometimes that's a really nice way to sync up. Yeah, I like this one too. Gets into all the little hip attachments, all the little hip mechanics. All right, on the next one, let's add a little rotation. So push that knee down with the leg that's there, push it back, turn and look. Yummy, all the way back. So go back, rock it back, stretching out the left side of the back, coming up. Press, turn and look. And come back to center. Here we go, rock it back. Whoa, coming up. Turn and look. Open it up. Couple more. Good. I think this one is mine. I'm usually pretty good at giving credit where credit is due, but I'm pretty sure this one is mine, so I'll credit myself. Turn around. You'd be surprised at how that matters in the Pilates world, especially. Good. All right, let's come all the way up. Let's take it on a slow roll down. Just take your time. I'm gonna give it 8 counts, just going for 8, 7, 6, not there yet, 5, 4, 3, back wide, 2, 1. Stretch your arms overhead, stretch your legs out nice and long. Find that tension, that length and space, that reach through your fingertips, through your heels. Deep breath in, exhale and find the weight in your back. One more time, big breath in and all the way down. Okay, so this next exercise is not mine, but it is another awesome stretch. So we're gonna keep our right leg down and our left leg is gonna come up. Now listen, it is not about lifting your body weight. It should feel the effort is internal, not external. That's where people usually overdo it here. So step 1, stand into your left footprint. Step 2, reach your left knee to the sky, so much so that the left hip lifts off. Right leg is heavy. It's not, a lot of people will push up like this. We're not doing that. You're just opening the front of the hip here. And then ideally you're keeping your chest facing the sky. So you've got rotation in your lower back, opening of the hip here, and then an active back of the leg. So you want to kind of press back that way. Okay, so here I am here, and then I like to think like that there's sand in my pelvis, and the sand is just pouring back heavily down until 2 hips take the weight. My thigh bone feels heavy in the hip socket, and my footprint is still heavy. So let's try that again, okay? Stand into your left foot, reach your knee up. Your hips turn over, and you've got a stretch happening as your pelvis turns front and your knee keeps reaching up, not over, okay, not down. Opening the chest, find the space you need. If there's any tension in your lower back, sometimes tucking your tail just slightly can ease that. Big breath in, and then the sandbag, or like a rain stick. I have a rain stick over there. I should bring it out one of these days. It's really useful. Let's do it a couple more times. So stand, reach, rotate. Stay here for a breath. Exhale, send it all the way back. And again, stand, reach the knee, rotate your hips. Breathe into your space. Exhale, let it go. We're gonna do one more and stay there. So here we go, rolling, stand, reach, rotate. Stay here. I'd like you to lift your heel up and down, the left one. And again, lift it up. Try not to let your knee collapse in. Keep it reaching straight up, keep your hips pressing around. Good, one more. Now, this is just a little test. Lift your heel. I don't know if I can do it today. Stand into your right side. Can you lift your knee up into your chest just for a second? And then lower it all the way down. And then release. That's all there is. Go ahead and stretch that leg out. Reach it overhead. Try to give yourself a little kind of rib walk so you can feel the space in between your hips and your ribs. Keep your left leg long. Stand your right one up. This is gonna be a little different on this side for me. Here we go. Push and open. Reaching to the sky. I'm so glad you guys are loving this stretch. And then roll it all the way back. Reach your knee up to the sky. Press your pelvis open. Press your hips over. Do the best you can to keep your opposite shoulder down. And then come back to center. We push down, reach the knee, turn the hips, and then roll it all the way back. And you can absolutely do this slower. I usually do it slower just for the learning curve initially. But it's nice to get a good rhythm, remembering that what we're doing is kind of, I'm going to use a word that maybe you don't hear it, seating, S-E-A-T-I-N-G, seating the femur into your hip socket, and then distracting or disassociating, creating space, like someone's pulling your thigh a bit. Yes, and then you pull back. So this is like a very therapeutic precursor for walking, if you can see that, because there's a lot of rotation, there's a lot of hip mechanics. For stairs, all the good stuff. Let's do about 2 more and then we'll just see where we're at with that lift. Good. All right, so find yourself over, press down into that left. I almost arched my back to make it happen. I'm gonna try not to do that. I don't know if I can lift it up with the boot. You gotta press down a lot with that left leg. Bring it all the way in. Good, lower it down, and then recover, and then big stretch overhead. All right, so we are gonna do one Pilates exercise here, but we're gonna do it from a therapeutic standpoint. So you have choices. When I taught in my in-person class last week, I used a bolster, a yoga bolster, right underneath the rib cage, which just kind of brings you into some forward flexion without a lot of neck issues. So Joy, I saw your comment. If you want a pillow or something just to kind of prop you up, and then your goal will be to work the weight down into your pelvis and hips. But also, you can do this with your head down completely. So what we want to do is pull your knees into your chest. You've done single leg stretch with me before, all of you. We're going to extend the opposite leg out. We're looking to feel the deepest hip fold in your right knee and the deepest hip opening without dropping your foot down in your left. If you want to join me in the upper contraction or the forward flexion, go. And then we're going to take it slow. So everything stays still. The knees just work opening and folding on one side. And we're going to use the hands to help on the first 2 rounds. Pilates people, I don't care about your hands. You can do what you need to do. Good. There is some, argument for like contralateral stuff. So if you want to take your knee to your hand to your ankle, your hand to your knee and your hand to your ankle. That's why I don't teach it, because it's so hard to say. Reach it out. Good. We got a couple more slow, and then we're gonna remove the hands. So if your head's down, it can stay down. You're just gonna try to move your legs. If your head's up, you can take your hands behind your head and just switch. Keep your thighs on the railroad tracks. Don't let them go outside the boundaries of your hips. Just right in line with the hip socket. Good. Woo, we're getting warm. Good, let's go 3, 2, and last 1. Pull all the way in and release. Yes. Okay. You have options. We've done this before. Some of you had feelings about this one. So just do the best you can. You can hold on to your pants. You can hold on to your leggings. You can hold on to your hips. You can also hold on to the outer edges of your feet. Let me talk you through it. So hold on to something, and then you're gonna take your right elbow arm to the outside of your right leg and your left arm to the inside of your left leg. We wanna push the hands into the feet, or if you're holding onto your pants, that's fine, just keep holding on. And then you're kind of pushing up, and then you're gonna go to the other side. If you have skied, this is kind of like a little slalom movement. If your hips are tight, it's gonna be frustrating, but what we're doing here is we're doing the best we can to try to get some deep joint motion with a little back motion. Oh my God, you all, the pigeon just looked at me. It just peeked at me from up at the roof. It's like, hey, God, hey lady, can you finish up doing whatever it is you're doing? We're hungry. Oh my God, I've started something really bad. All right, we're just going, okay? Yes, Tracy, you can always use a small ball. Anything that props you up and takes a little of the strain away from your hip, head, neck. We're gonna do about 4 more of these. I know, they're really wild, but they do help with internal, external rotation of your hip. Let's do 1 more each side. These are great for juicing up the back too. Good, and then come back to center and just let yourself lower down. Let your knees come in towards each other and just take a moment to rest. I love the after effect of that exercise, not so much the full effect. And Tracy and others, just so you know, it is my intention to do some tutorials that help out. You know, I'm always gonna give you options in class. It is challenging for me to fit things into 10 minutes. That's it. It's just challenging for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. All right, we're gonna go into a bridge. Arms down by your side. Weight into your full foot. I can't put my foot down in the boot, so I'm gonna go here. We're gonna roll through the spine to come all the way up to the top. Just finding that tension at the top, and then as we roll down, let's open the back. Let's keep the hips open for as long as possible, and then release. Yes, okay, so remember that the frustrating parts are best met with a sense of wonder or curiosity, and I don't mean to like woo-woo bypass your feelings. movement can be frustrating, especially when we haven't done that particular movement before. And I always say that one might not be for you. So it's no skin off my back if you toss it and say, hey, I don't like that one, I'm gonna do something else. Let's do a couple more bridges. But the places that hold the space for learning is, what don't I like about that? What is the challenging piece for me? Is it the back? Is it the hips? Is it the setup in general? What do I think would be a better choice for my body? Those are questions you can ask yourself that will help you navigate through some of the exercises. There are some ones that I cannot stand. Let's go one more up to the top and we're gonna stay. All right, so here we are at the top. I want you to drop your hips maybe like 1 to 2 inches, and then we're just gonna shift side to side as if we're brushing a shelf clean with our feet. So just side to side. And ideally your knees are still facing the ceiling, so they're not windshield wipering. Let's go for 4. This is one for our hips as well as our lower back. One more, come back to center, drop down another 2 inches and pause, and then let's go 8 more side to side. If you can, it's kind of nice to peek and see if your hips are staying on the same plane. Mine are kind of all over the place with the boot right now. Good. Last 2. Last one, come back to center. Tuck your tail under and roll down through your lower back. Then let's roll up through the spine and just feel if that changed anything. Do a couple that are kind of quicker pace. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more of your back moving. We're gonna go up one more time and then we're gonna do the shifting side to side. So we're up to the top, find your top, drop down about 1 inch, and then shift side to side. Go for 8 times, going as far to each side as you can. The top levels are gonna be a little less mobile. Come to center. When you finish your 8, drop it down, and then again side to side. Good. Good. 7, 8, come back to center. This time let's drop one more time, just about till you're grazing the mat, and then just lightly slide side to side. Yes, your legs are working. Yes, your hips are working. I assume your core is working. Good. 7 and 8. Stop at center before you drop your weight. Curl your tail under and release all the way down. And then just do a couple more. Roll up through the spine. Find it. And then roll all the way down. Good. And all the way up. And all the way down. And maybe one more time. Good. All right, so let's bring a knee into the chest to rock ourselves up to a seated position. Oh, get ourselves back on track. We're gonna sit with the feet kind of out to the sides and do just a little more activity. So today's maybe a little more active recovery than passive, but you're doing a great job. And we're gonna do a little breathing exercise in just about 3 minutes. So let's take your right leg out to the side as far as you can. Your left leg's gonna stay there. Sit up as tall as you can, reach your arms forward, and then just reach. And then come up, breathe in, grow a little higher, taller, reaching. Keep that length in your back. This is a hip hinge like we did at the beginning. It's just a little asymmetrical. Good. And because I know that some of my folks are hypermobile, you just do what you need to feel supported. You know how to take care of yourself, I know that. Good. I saw a little, I'm always finding these new contraptions on the internet. I saw this crank machine. Let's do one more. That like cranked your legs out to the side in it was very scary. All right, stay here. Bring it back up. Use your hands as much as you need to. Bring the other leg out to the side. Arms forward. You can always use support here. Yes. And remember, you're never measuring your range of motion against mine and vice versa. I'm not measuring mine against the lady with the cranked legs either.
We have different life experiences. A lot of mine required me to stretch way beyond what's normal for a human being to get a part in a ballet. And that's the honest truth. Good. Let's go. 3. Oh. Are you groaning? I think it's fine to groan. In ballet, we were never allowed to make a sound. If we yawned, we got kicked out of class. So I'm 46 years old. I'm gonna groan and yawn if I need to. Bring it all the way back. All right, from here, take it just out. Yes, is it okay to sit on a yoga block? 100%. Tracy, you're like really engaging into the make the choice for yourself, and I just want to continue to affirm that whatever you think is right and feels better is probably going to be right and feel better. All right, so this leg's just out a little bit to the side. This one's going to stay up. We're going to rotate, and then this time we're just reaching forward over that leg and then coming all the way back up. Yeah. Elevating your hips means that the angle of crease in your hips is going to decrease, meaning that it's going to take a little bit of the pressure and intensity away from the hip mechanics. So it's always a really good idea. Good. And come all the way up and then back. One more time, rotate your arms, reach over your legs. Stretch. And so there's a couple things going on here. You know, we're challenging ourselves in different ways to move our hips. And just kind of finding out if there's movement available there. Good. All right. Bring both legs back, bring both hands back. Just let your knees go over, dropping down to the side. Maybe your chest faces front, maybe it turns a little bit. This should be a little more passive. Just a little breath in. Let's press our hips back to the center and go over to the side. Good. It's like turning and then letting gravity help you settle. A couple more like this. Rotating. Good. All the way over. You are inspiring me to film a couple tutorials. I think I know how I can do it. I'm just hell-bent. I'm not hell-bent against, here's what I'm hell-bent against. I'm hell-bent against you taking the time to do like a 10-minute ab thing as your only movement that day. I'd rather you take a walk for 10 minutes. I'd rather you get out and you know, breathe the fresh air or like dance around or do something that is joyful. Because a lot of times ab work isn't joyful. Last week, a client texted me a message that was meant for a friend, but she texted it to me on accident. And she said, "This machine she got, it makes you slow down so you work your stupid abs." Like sometimes ab work is just anger work. One more each side, everybody. And you know, she's not wrong. Let's bring your feet together. Bring the soles of your feet together if that's possible for you. You can also just sit with your feet wide if you are using a block or a chair. Take your arms out to the side. Let's take a big, long side bend stretch. Allow your shoulder blade to lift so you get the stretch along the side of your back. Just reach through. I saw another post the other day. Let's come all the way up and go again. And she said, telling somebody to put their shoulder blade down into their back pocket while they're reaching into a side bend is like asking somebody to open and close a door at the same time. Think about it. Yeah, it's okay to reach. Shoulders are meant to go up and down, and often when you lift them up on purpose, they'll go down a little more easily. Good. Come all the way up, over, and then to the other side. Hello. Sorry, Monstera. Reaching. Good. Big breath in, up and over. So I dropped the link for the Fall Renewal Challenge at the beginning of the chat. It's free. I like it so far as I'm building it out. I'd love for you to take a part in it. It's for women and men. It's a chance to just check in with your hormonal support through exercise, rest, nourishment, supplementation, and sleep. rest and sleep we're addressing as two different categories in this one. All right, y'all, we're gonna finish with a breathing exercise today. I would love for you to be comfortable for this one. And again, I'm gonna sit cross-legged, but you can lay down, you can get comfortable on your couch, however you'd like to. And then just bring your hands into a comfortable position. And then today, if possible, I would love to invite you to either hold your hands palm against the knee, or if it's possible, up to the side. So I'm gonna hold my hands here. Let's begin just by settling, pulling the focus inward. And for today's breathing, it's going to be very, very simple, and there's also an intention behind it. So as you start to slow your breathing down, the intention that we're going to work with today is one of either receiving healing energy or giving healing energy. And because you have the capacity to feel more than one thing at a time, if you need to both offer and receive, that is okay. So as you're breathing, if you feel like you have the compassion and the empathy and the care to send whatever healing energy you can muster as a human being on this earth. You don't have to know who you're sending it to. You don't have to know their name or even what they look like. You can just send a general, energetic field, stream of healing energy. If you are in a place where you are struggling, you can also just sit and receive that energy. We're just going to spend the next few moments in silence, just breathing together, sending it out, or allowing it to come in, knowing that it's not any one person's responsibility to heal everyone around them, and that it can absolutely be healing to receive energy from someone else. I had a beautiful breathwork teacher who talked about the fact that everyone in the world and the universe even is connected through a web of breath. And that as you breathe into this web, as you take your inhale, you might be tugging on the web of breathing from someone who you'll never even meet. As you exhale, you might be sending good energy across that web. And just to remind us that we all have the capacity for compassion and empathy, both to give it and to receive it. Let's take the next few moments just to breathe. As you complete your last exhalation, start to gently move your fingers. Maybe bring them back in your lap, rub your hands together. Taking a few deeper breaths, just wake up the inside and transition. Blinking your eyes open and focusing on something close to you. And then coming back, finding a little movement in your body. Good. Thank you for practicing with me. I have been doing a longer version of that meditation for almost 10 years now. And I always find that when we pause and purposefully send compassion into the world, that the day feels a little brighter and life feels a little bit easier to move through. So if you needed that healing today, then know that it was for you without any guilt. And if you were able to offer it out, know that it was for you without any virtue. It's just something that I think we can do for each other on a regular basis. And if you are interested in a longer version of that meditation that actually is accompanied by a mantra, I would be happy to send you that practice. So you can always email me at coachjz@jennazaffino.com. Thank you for being here with me. Look forward to Health Bounce on Monday. If you haven't answered the Q&A, it's still open. Working on weekly themes for the upcoming next 2-ish months of the year. And just want to be able to continue to serve the needs of our group, which is the most awesome group on the internet. Thank you for streaming nonstop. The numbers are climbing. Share your friends, pick a favorite class out, give it to somebody who you know. You know, it's all free and open source here, so I appreciate your sharing and watching and all of it. For those of you who are new to the channel, big welcome. I hope you'll stick around. We're doing something different over here that involves a little more maybe self-compassion, etc., than some of the other places on the internet. And just know that your suggestions are not unheard. So I'm 100,000% willing to put things in, even if it's something you haven't seen on this channel. If you're really interested in elbow mechanics, or, you know, we've done eye fitness. Maybe we can do some things with our mouths, which would be interesting on camera, but it can be done. So let me know. I'm here 100% to support you. And just do me a favor and get outside this weekend. Even though it's really raining right now, get outside, breathe some air. For those of you who are struggling with allergies, I found a new supplement that's actually doing wonders for me beyond, it's not medication, so it's really helping. I will share that with you. No affiliate, just working well, want to share the tip. Take care of yourself this week. Take care of yourself this weekend, okay? Big love. Mwah. Yes, welcome back, Colleen. We are so happy that you and Dick are here with us today, and we're looking forward to more. Okay, see you soon.
I'm a long way from home. It's a long